Succotash is one of those southern dishes that's just sort of ubiquitous. It's in a lot of places, and it's usually made by home cooks. And it's often used by people who have gardens and farms because you have such a bounty of vegetables that you try to use them and try to figure out what to do with them. You've frozen a lot of them. So this is something that I've used some of the things that I got from the farmer's market and I froze, and then some of the things I just bought from the store. You can use a variety of different vegetables in this. One of the quintessential parts of it are lima beans. I've had a hard time finding frozen lima beans, so I'm using canned lima beans. They work just fine. I've got about a cup of green beans. I just call that a handful. And I've got 2 ears of corn. This is something I got at the farmer's market, sweet corn. It is so delicious and great. You can use a red onion, you can use a white onion, you can use a yellow onion, whatever you have. And you need sort of maybe a medium-sized onion. This was a large red, and this is what I had left over from another dish, so I'm just going to go ahead and put it in this dish. About a cup of cherry tomatoes. I call that, a handful, and so you want to slice those. Let's first of all get our skillet going. You put all of this in a skillet, and you want to cut out about 3 tablespoons of butter from your stick. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. Let's start with some green beans very quickly, and we're going to slice these up. I like everything to be sort of the same size, and I want this to be somewhere around the size of a kernel of corn, okay? Okay, so you can see the consistency of these. Go ahead and slice up your onion. So I'm cutting that up. Let's go ahead, our butter's starting to melt nicely. I'm going to go ahead and stick our onions in there. Let those get going. So we're going to let that cook up here for a couple of minutes. I'm going to grab a bell pepper, and we're going to put that in there as well. And you can use any color you want. I'm going to use an orange one because I just think that makes for nice color and adds to the entire dish. You can use a red one, you can use a green one, you can use whatever you like. And you can see that I'm cutting these up. Give my onions a stir over here very quickly. Oh yeah. So that's sort of the start of the dish, that butter, those onions. Get those going. Okay, let's put a little salt in this. This is just kosher salt, just a couple pinches in the pan here. I'm going to go ahead and put the bell pepper in there right now. So we've got that red tomato, which is purple. We've got an orange bell pepper. I'm going to go ahead and stick my green beans in there. Let's go ahead and take our tomatoes. And I just like to slice these down. And you put these in at the end. Just slicing these up. This is, I call it a handful, which is about a cup. So we're going to put this to the side here. Let's go ahead and put our corn in. This is 2 ears of corn. I would use a can of corn, or maybe a cup and a half if you were taking it frozen. But this is 2 ears of corn that I got from the fresh farmer's market. Minneapolis farmer's market is amazing, and they have great produce in the summer. Boy, we've got all the colors in here today. Fantastic. Put in a little sage with this. So about 1/8 of a teaspoon of sage, okay? Pepper. I am heavy-handed on pepper. So this is what I like. Coarse ground pepper. So I'm going to put 1/4 teaspoon, 2/4 teaspoon, 3/4 teaspoon. And you can make it whatever you want. I just like pepper in there. You can cook this down for, good 20, anywhere from 20 minutes to 45 minutes. This is my can of lima beans. I think succotash always has lima beans in it, so that's one thing. While you can vary things, I think a traditional succotash seems to always have lima beans in it. Okay, so let's put those in. Stir them up a little bit here. I'm going to put a couple more pinches of salt. Let's go ahead and put our tomatoes in here. Looks good. So you let this cook for about 20 minutes. And then you have this beautiful dish that you can serve, and it's so inviting and looks so fantastic. And so you have just a variety of vegetables in there, and they meld together with that butter, and it just makes this great side dish that I think you're going to love.